Inside the palace, servants whisper. Servant 1 whispering, they say the queen's firstborn was born a beast. Servant 2 nervous, shh, do you want Sir Garrick to hear? The camera glides past stone corridors, stopping at a massive iron door. Behind it, muffled breathing, a faint scratching sound. The heavy breath of someone waiting, always waiting, inside the dark room. A boy paces in the dim light. His figure is twisted, part beautiful, part monstrous, his hands long-fingered and sharp at the nails, his eyes mismatched, one golden, one clouded white. His name is Prince Lucien. He touches the cold stone walls, fingertips trailing over the marks he's carved into them, lines counting days, months, years. Outside, bells toll across the kingdom. Inside, only silence. Lucien to himself, desperate. Why do they hide me? Why am I not enough? A soft clang. A tray of food slides under the door. Bread, water, nothing more. Lucien crouches beside it, sighing. He eats slowly, staring at the tiny barred window high above Dot in her chambers. Queen Eveline sits by a frost-touched window, holding a small silver rattle in her trembling hands. Queen Eveline whispering, "My son, forgive me." Her eyes glisten. She runs her thumb over the engraved name, Lucien. A knock at the door. Sir Garrick, Your Majesty. Dr. Morven says the boy grows restless. She closes her eyes. Queen Eveline softly, "Is it wrong that I wish to hold him? Just once, sir." Garrick quiet, but firm. "Your Majesty knows His Grace's will." A tear rolls down Eveline's cheek. She grips the rattle tighter. Meanwhile, Princess Selene, bright-eyed and curious, dashes through the palace halls. She is chasing a cat, giggling softly. The cat darts into the forbidden east wing. Past the tapestries no one touches, toward the iron door. Selene stops. Her laughter fades. She feels it, a chill. Like the air here has been waiting centuries to be stirred. She places her hand on the door. Selene calling softly, "Hello, who's in there?" From the other side, a voice. Lucien soft, hesitant. Who are you?" "Selene. I'm Selene." A long pause. Lucien quiet, almost breaking. "I am no one." Selene steps back, confused and unsettled. Behind her, footsteps. A guard's voice calls her away. She glances once more at the door, then runs off. That night, in the throne room, Selene bursts in, face flushed, eyes wide. Selene angry. "Why did no one tell me I have a brother?" King Alaric, tall and cold as carved stone, rises from his seat. "King Alaric, you have no brother. You have an accident the gods cursed upon us." Queen Eveline, standing nearby, trembles. Queen Eveline breaking, crying, "Enough, Alaric. He is ours." The king turns his gaze on her, sharp as a blade. "King Alaric, you gave birth to a monster. Do not forget, Eveline. We rule by blood, by strength, by image. What would happen if the people saw?" He trails off, face tightening. Queen Eveline pleading, "He's a boy, a child, Alaric." King Alaric cold, "No, he's a ruin, outside." Thunder rumbles over the mountains. In the east wing, Lucien stands at his window, trembling. His breath fogs the glass. His fingertips press against the stone. The storm outside rises. Wind howls through the towers. He can feel it in his veins. Something shifting. For years, he has pushed it down, locked it deep. But tonight, it surges. The old stones groan. A crack splits along the wall. Lucien steps back, eyes wide. Lucien softly, in wonder, "I can break this." Lightning flashes. He raises his hands. The stones crack further. He pushes, trembling, heart pounding. The iron door trembles, then, with a shuddering groan, bursts open. For the first time in 13 years, Lucien steps into the hall. Lucien steps into the hall. His bare feet press into the cold stone. The torches flicker as if sensing him. He looks around. Wide corridors, tapestries of heroes and kings, portraits of ancestors staring down at him with painted eyes. For a moment, wonder fills his face. Then he hears footsteps. Lucien slips into the shadows, heart racing. Guards pass by, speaking in low voices. He watches them, fascinated, afraid. He moves softly, like a breath, down the empty wing. In the ballroom, Nobles laugh and drink. Golden chandeliers sparkle above. Music swells. Selene sits stiffly at the long table, eyes distant. Across the room, Queen Eveline's gaze is fixed on her lap. King Alaric raises a goblet. King Alaric to the crowd, to Velandria, eternal, unbroken. The crowd cheers. Selene forces a small smile. Eveline closes her eyes. A cold wind snakes into the hall. The candles flicker. The music falters. A barefoot figure stands at the threshold. Lucien stares at the ballroom, eyes wide, awash in golden light. He sees colors, faces, laughter, things he has only imagined. The nobles fall silent, staring at the twisted figure. Lucien takes a step forward, trembling. Lucien softly, "Father." Gasps ripple through the crowd. Chairs scrape back. Alaric's face hardens. He rises slowly. King Alaric low, dangerous. "You are no son of mine." Lucien's eyes fill with tears. "Lucien, I only wanted to be seen." The air tightens. A low rumble echoes through the walls. Lucien clutches his head. Sparks dance at his fingertips. He trembles, trying to hold back. But it's too much. The room shudders. Crystal shatters. Queen Eveline, crying out, "Lucien, please." Selene stands. Selene desperate, "Brother, stop, please." Lucien turns, seeing her, soft eyes, reaching hands, but his power surges, wild and untamed. The chandeliers crash down. The marble cracks. The crowd screams. Alaric draws his sword, striding forward through the chaos. King Alaric roaring, "Monster." Lucien stumbles back, eyes wide, shaking his head. Lucien pleading, "Broken, I didn't mean, I didn't want." Alaric raises the blade. Selene runs, weaving through the falling stone. Selene screaming, "Lucien." Lucien sees her. For a second, everything slows. The sound, the fury, the trembling walls. His face softens. He lifts a hand toward her. The ceiling collapses. Smoke and dust fill the dawn. Where once stood the palace of Velandria, now lies ruin. Towers broken, marble blackened. In the rubble, Queen Eveline kneels. Her gown is torn, her hair loose. In her arms, Lucien's still body, his face, at last, peaceful. Selene kneels beside her, trembling, tears streaking her face. Alaric stands, apart, crown fallen, sword gone. His hands hang at his sides. His eyes stare blankly at the smoldering wreckage. The end of his house, the ruin of his name. A cold wind blows through the broken arches. Voiceover soft, fading. Thus fell the house of Alaric, not by sword or war, but by the monster they themselves had made. And in the end, it was not the boy's shape that doomed them, but the hearts that could not love him. Smoke coils upward into the pale morning sky. The once proud palace lies in ruin, walls crumbled, towers cracked, ash drifts like snow. Queen Eveline kneels in the rubble, her arms wrapped tightly round Lucien's lifeless body. His head rests against her shoulder, the twisted features soft in death, his hands still faintly glowing with the last echo of his power. Selene crouches beside her mother, sobbing, her fingers brushing Lucien's hair. Selene whispering, trembling, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." The queen says nothing, only rocks back and forth, humming the lullaby she never dared sing to him when he was alive, a short distance away. King Alaric stands among the broken columns, his golden crown at his feet, his sword buried in the stone. His shoulders sag as if the years have finally settled on them all at once. He looks out over the ruins, expression blank, eyes dull, a cough from behind. Sir Garrick, bruised but alive, approaches carefully. Sir Garrick softly, "Your Grace." Alaric doesn't turn. King Alaric low, hoarse, "Leave me." Garrick hesitates, then bows and withdraws. Hours pass. The sun rises higher, casting long shadows through the shattered halls. The people gather at the palace gates, silent, their faces pale and anxious. Rumors ripple among them like wind through dry leaves. The prince was real. The prince was a monster. The prince was a sorcerer. The prince was dead. No one speaks the king's name. Inside, Selene helps her mother lift Lucien's body. Together, they carry him from the ruins, step by slow step, until they stand before the people. The crowd parts, murmurs spread, gasps slip out. A child, A boy, not a monster, not a beast, a son. Selene lifts her chin, voice shaking, but clear. Selene to the people, this was Prince Lucien, my brother. The queen stands beside her, pale and proud, her gown streaked with ash, her hair loose around her shoulders. Queen Eveline softly, and he was loved. Alaric watches from the palace steps. His face flickers, a crack, a twitch, the ghost of something like grief or regret, but no words come. His hands tighten at his sides. Then he turns, slowly, and disappears into the broken halls. That night, Eveline and Selene bury Lucien in the royal garden, beneath the white lilies his mother planted the year he was born. Selene lays a small carved stone at the head of his grave. Prince Lucien of Velandria. Seen at last, the moon rises. The wind carries a soft hum through the trees, almost like a lullaby, almost like a voice whispering thanks. Voiceover soft, almost fading. In the end, it was never the curse that doomed them, nor the shape of his hands, nor the scar across his face. It was the fear that locked him away, the fear that loved him too little, too late. The days that follow are heavy with silence. Velandria's banners, once gold and crimson, hang in tatters over the broken towers. No bells ring, no feasts are held. The nobles have fled. The servants whisper, and the people watch from afar, wondering if the royal line has ended. In the gardens, Queen Eveline sits beneath the white lilies, her hands folded in her lap. Selene kneels beside Lucien's grave, tracing the carved stone softly with her fingers. Selene softly to the grave. I wish I'd known you sooner. A tear falls on the dirt. She wipes it away, pressing her forehead to the stone. Inside the palace, rooms echo empty. Where once the throne stood, only the shattered base remains. Where portraits line the halls, soot-blackened walls stare bare. Alaric walks alone through the ruins. Each step falls heavier than the last. He stops before a cracked mirror. His reflection stares back, lines deepened, eyes hollow, crownless. For a moment, he lifts his hand, reaching, then lets it drop. King Alaric to himself, voice cracking, Lucien. But the walls give no answer. Night falls. Queen Eveline and Selene sit together in the garden, a single lantern glowing between them. Queen Eveline softly, when I held him as a baby, he reached for my face, as if he wanted to know I was real, but I was too afraid. Afraid to hold him too long, afraid of what it meant. Selene leans against her mother's shoulder, eyes closed. Selene, he knew you loved him. Queen Eveline quietly, I hope so. Above them, the stars scatter across the sky. A soft breeze moves through the lilies. Days turn to weeks. The kingdom slowly stirs back to life. Selene stands at the palace gates, speaking with the people, gently, honestly, with a strength she didn't know she had. They listen. They begin to hope. Inside, Eveline oversees the clearing of the east wing. She gives quiet orders. Open the halls, remove the locks, let the sunlight in. In the old room, Lucien's room, the heavy iron door is gone. A window is cut into the wall. Light spills across the floor, over the rough carved tally. Marks over the empty cot. Eveline stands in the doorway, fingers brushing the stone. Her eyes glisten, but she smiles faintly. Voiceover final, soft and resolute. The house of Alaric fell not by rebellion nor war, nor curse, but by a boy they tried to hide, and the love they tried to bury. And from the ruins, the kingdom rose again, slower, softer, kinder. For some monsters are not born. They are made in the dark, by the hands that turn away, fade out. The lantern in the garden flickers gently and goes out.